Well, good morning. It's been a while. We're back at our Northwoods off-grid camp after an epic winter. Lots of snow, lots of cold. Man, yeah. I haven't made a video in a while. Put the camera up. Got a lot of things going on. In our last episodes, we installed the battery inverter charger system, and it's been working out pretty good. The one last thing we have to do is bury our 10-3 service wire that comes from the generator carrying the 240 volts into our chargeverter, and that's what we're doing today. One of the issues that we're going to have is that bedrock is very close to the ground, as you'll see. So we can't bury it the required, I think it's 18 inches. There's just no way unless we have dynamite. So we're gonna, even though this is a UF rated wire for direct burial, we're not gonna bury it. Well, we are gonna bury it. We're going to put it in conduit. Because this is a big, heavy, flat wire, we're gonna put it in 2-inch conduit, so there's plenty of room to run this wire through. But it's so heavy I probably won't be able to push it through, so I have to piece this all together, push the wire through each individual piece, get it all in place, then glue it, and we should be fine. It's not a very long run. It's about 20 feet, a couple 90-degree sweeps up into the buildings, and we're good to go. So hey, thanks for coming along. Thanks for watching. Again, we're back here at the Northwoods camp, and I've actually been up here quite a bit, mainly just helping family. My son, who lives in this area, is moving to Idaho, so we've spent the last couple of months helping him get ready for that move. He owns 100 acres here, and he's moving to less than an acre in Idaho. So he says, I'm a land baron, but I'm gonna be land baron. I thought that was pretty funny. So we've been helping him and just enjoying the camp. I haven't done a lot of work other than just keeping the snow out of the way, and yeah, that's about it. So we're gonna get this line buried. I had someone comment about our charging system, and they asked why was it only charging at like 15 amps or 10 amps, I think it was, and I didn't really have a good answer. So I knew it was in a setting somewhere, or I just had something wrong. So I called up EG4, which all our components are EG4 components: the battery, the chargeverter, the inverter, and inquired with them, you know, why is this not charging at the or closer to 100 amps? The chargeverter is capable of charging at 100 amps. We have a 240 volt supply coming from our generator, and that's a 30 amp circuit. But working with EG4 was actually pretty good. They picked up the phone fairly quickly. They walked me through the different settings that I needed to make, and initially they said, well, it looks like there might be something wrong with the unit. Send it back, we'll give you another one. But afterwards, I shut the unit down, shut everything down, and then came back a week later and turned it back on, and it worked exactly as it should. So maybe it just needed a reboot. But at the end of the video, I'll show you what that setting was. So stay tuned. In the meantime, we are going to install this line. I've already got the ditch dug. We're at bedrock. So I only had to dig down about 10 inches. I guess that's a good thing. Lots of rocks though. So as you can see, we're right at bedrock right here. Maybe 10 inches. It gets a little bit deeper at that end. And we're going to be running this 2-inch conduit all the way because we can't bury at the required distance. There's just no way. I strung this wire, support wire, this last winter and zip tied my 10-3 wire to it to keep it up off the ground and keep it out of the snow, because we needed to plow this and we had a lot of snow this year. I made a bunch of videos on how much snow we had this year. It was amazing. So I bought 100 feet of this wire because it was cheaper to buy 100 feet than it was to buy 75 or 50. So I'll have a lot of extra wire. I didn't cut it initially because I wanted to leave it as long as I could, or leave it to full length, because I want to get it all run and then cut it to length at the very end. The struggle is real. I should probably get a realistic idea of how many feet I actually need and maybe cut this down some. I'm not sure. Probably need about 40 feet from there, but I don't know. Let's get it stretched out. Back and forth. Because you gotta do what you gotta do. And if you don't like it, don't do it. Well, that went together pretty easy. A little bit of a struggle at the end to get those pipes together. The very last two joints to pop them together, but went together, it's done. All I got to do is backfill it. So this is the system that we installed earlier in the winter. We have the EG4 3000 inverter. We have an EG4 CHARGEVERTER that'll charge up to 100 amps, which charges this battery really fast if you can get it to charge at 100 amps. And that's the problem we had. Even though we have 240 volts come from the generator at 30 amps, which should be plenty, we were only charging at 10 to 15 amps, which takes a long time to charge this 100 amp hour battery. I tried to find the answers in the manual and online, but I had a hard time finding any reference to what the proper settings are. So I eventually called EG4 and they walked me through the settings, and the setting that I had wrong was my charging voltage. I had left the charging voltage at the default setting of 54. I wasn't sure what to set it to, and so I just left it there. That voltage setting was too low, so it limited the charging amps. So they advised me to set it to 56.2, and everything worked. So we can go from a 0% charge to 100% charge on this battery in about an hour and a half. So that was the setting, the voltage charging setting. We had it at the default of 54. We set it to 56.2, and it solved their problem. So we have our communication cable between our CHARGEVERTER and our battery, and that makes charging a little easier, in my opinion. And the reason for that is because it makes the settings very easy. You can use state of charge instead of voltage for your charging start and stop. So we just have our state of charge start at 54% battery and our state of charge stop at 100%. Makes it super easy. You don't have to worry about what the voltages are at 100% or 50% or 10%. So that just about wraps it up. I think I got everything done that I came up to do for these couple of days. I got to get an early start in the morning, drive all the way home, do a few things there, pick up my wife, and come right back up on the same day. I got a lot of driving to do tomorrow. But thanks for coming along. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.